Chris Roseman is with us, good friend of the show, events director for St. Louis Sports Commission. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, McGraw and Kelly.
Yesterday, the NCAA made a bunch of announcements, and you guys, after months of hard work, it all paid off. I guess you guys were pretty happy yesterday.
We are, and we is the community. The St. Louis Sports Commission, there's only 7 of us downtown that work there, but this is a community-wide effort that stretches from Central Missouri in this case. One of our hosts of our championships there in Warrensburg is hosting bowling all the way to St. Louis. So we're happy and thrilled to have 8 championships in 4 years.
It sounds like, can we say that wrestling, St. Louis is kind of becoming the official home of the NCAA wrestling? Can we say that?
Now, we could say it, but that championship, we've hosted that. This will be 8 times since 2000. And once we get that through the 2017 year, and that's a championship that we just love to produce. And each time we host that event, we make it better and better. And sure enough, and when it comes back here in 2015, there's new things that are in downtown St. Louis that the wrestling fans are going to appreciate, and we're looking forward to making a great show.
Women's bowling, is that the first time that's coming to St. Louis?
Yeah, how about that? We're at Tropicana Lanes.
Tino DeFranco?
Tino, he is. I could hardly wait to do that event. That's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing that's an April event, and Clayton sets up real well for that event. All the student athletes are going to stay there right downtown Clayton. And we get to show off that little crown jewel of our community. And Tropicana Lanes is going to host that in 2 years, so we can hardly wait for that one.
That's a nice deal. How about the Women's Frozen Four? That's a nice feather.
How about that? We're in St. Charles for that one. Family Arena is the venue of that one. Lindenwood University has a D1 women's hockey program, had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and they're up and comers. And I think we love hockey. We love women's hockey. We want to showcase that sport and kind of bring more attention to it and put on a good show for those student athletes.
And then finally, the women's gymnastics for a couple of years.
Yeah, with 2012 we hosted the Visa Championships, and that was a part of the precursor to what happened in 2000.
That was an Olympic trials, right?
Kind of an Olympic trials. You had to go through that one to get to the trials to go to London. So we had all the big names here and set all kinds of records with that. And right back to Chaffetz Arena we go, and I think they saw that and they want to share that venue with the NCAA.
What does it take when you get these sports venues or sports events? Does the NCAA look at it and say, "Oh, you've had this, you've had that, so we'll give you this now"? I mean, how do you campaign for it?
You gotta make sure it works for your community. Obviously not going to do skiing. We don't have that one kind of covered.
Frank Viverito's pretty good. I bet you he could hoodwink.
He probably could, yeah.
But it's got to fit and it's got to work for your community, and you have to have the right venues, and you have to have the right organizing committee that could pull it off. And the conference of the NCAA is really important to having you. And we have a good track record in basketball with the Missouri Valley Conference, and of course wrestling and hockey and soccer that we've all done. So I think that goes a long way. I mean, what's really important too is the package. Not only do you have the venue, and I was talking about this earlier with somebody, is that St. Louis is one of those cities that sets up really well to host championships because our footprint is so tight. We've got the venue, which is the competition venue, whether it's Scott Trade Center or Chaffetz, hotels nearby, restaurants nearby, Metrolink connected to airport. Not a lot of cities have that. There's a handful out there, Indy and Atlanta and New Orleans, but I mean, we have a really good championship footprint.
I do know that the Metrolink from the airport to some of these venues is a lot bigger than St. Louisans realize.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah.
I think it's only $3.50, $4 to get from the airport downtown, and once you get downtown, you're going into your hotel and you don't have a car to park.
Right.
I mean, that saves you a ton of money, and then you just take the Metrolink. We sell like a week-long Metrolink pass, and it costs you $15, and you're all in for transportation that week. That's huge for our championships.
Have you figured out what the economic impact is on all this?
Yeah, we have a sense. It's about 23 to 25 million. With wrestling leading the way at about $10 million a year. Not to mention the exposure that you get through that championship through ESPN and even women's bowling's on ESPN in April. So it's about 23 to 25 million dollars over those 8 championships.
Yeah. So congrats everybody. I know you guys work really hard, and it's really hard to wrestle these things away from current places and everything else. So it's a feather in your guys' cap.
That's a good one, McGraw.
Yeah.
So we're thrilled and we're happy for not just us, but for the whole community to host these.
Coming up, December 21st. It's the bragging rights game.
Yeah, how about that? Mizzou, Illinois again. That's going to be an incredible game Saturday afternoon. Scottrade Center, Mizzou, Illinois. It's all the pomp and circumstance. It's going to be a wonderful day for St. Louis again to host that event.
Heard right here on the Big 550 KTRS, home of the Tigers. What's coming down to the pike? What can we look forward in the future?
Well, this March we got the second and third rounds, and that one is going to be at Scottrade Center. You know, we're really excited to bring basketball, NCAA championship basketball, to Scottrade Center. It's been a while.
Right.
Typically, those events have gone to the Dome, and the NCAA decided this time that they'd like to try the Scottrade Center this time. So, working with our great host, the Missouri Valley Conference, there to produce that event, and that's going to be a barn burner. That's going to be incredible. KU, Kentucky, they're all going to be here. I
like the fact that the NCAA is going back to the arenas as opposed to the domes. I think that's smart. It's just a more intimate feeling.
I mean, for those second and third rounds, that's definitely a more intimate atmosphere, and that's the way they've tended to go in this last bid process. I'm not sure if that will continue, but word is that the NCAA is leaning towards going towards those smaller venues. So, yeah, it's going to be a great atmosphere in March.
Yeah, all right, good. That's Chris Roseman, who is the events director of the St. Louis Sports Commission. Viverito out partying too much? Couldn't make the 8:30 call?
That guy, he was out of the country. So
the excuses on
that
guy.
He's working our Olympic front. So, that was our European office.
I missed that story. When are the Olympics coming to St. Louis?
We're working on that one.
I would not be surprised.
It might be a while.
I would be. How much fun would that be if we hosted the world? I know it's in the back of your. I know there's a folder in the St. Louis Sports Commission office that says Olympics.
Yeah, the Olympic Festival was big in '94. Now the Olympics is a whole new story. So we'll have to see.
You got it, Chris. Congrats. You need our help anytime. You know where to find us.
All right, thanks a lot.
You got it. It's coming up 9 o'clock here, Big 550 KT.